videos can't allow cliches of that magnitude. It's a trap! There, I said it. Are you happy?
Okay, so today's sound after this cool intro is the main bass here, which sounds something like this. So the goal was with this project is to create a modern bass line. Well, I would not call this bass line, but never mind, just call it bass line for now. I mean, to make this bass line or make a sound, a modern sound, which comes not from Serum, but from a different sound, a different synthesizer. And you know, my go-to synthesizer is Serum. So I try to create a very modern kind of trappy lead or trappy bass sound using operator. Now, this is what I did here, because as you can see, it is coming from operator. I didn't use this sub here, so don't need that. And the main concept of this sound is basically not on the operator preset itself only, because there is a tool here, there is an effect here, which gives the tonality to the sound. Without that, it's just a sort of noise. So let me show it to you. It is the simple delay, where I believe in the previous Synthesize Sunday episode I showed you guys something different, something similar, where well, maybe it was not the previous one, but you know, where we use a simple delay with a very long feedback and very short delay time. So we use that to give tonality to the sound with that, you know, that metallic kind of tonal stuff. So this is what it does here too, because without that, so as you can hear, it's a lot different without the simple delay, with that very long feedback and very short delay time. But I think it could be useful, but I think this sounds a lot better. So let's just have a walkthrough on the operator preset itself. So it is this chain or this FM algorithm, where you know you have operator A and operator C going out from the synthesizer. But operator A is modulated by operator B and operator C is modulated by operator D. Now let's go over, and the first operator E is a simple sine wave on pretty high course, but I modulated it, you know, to step forward in the second part of the drop, you know, just make it a little more just squeezy or something. You know, a little higher. So this sine wave is modulated by this user waveform, which is a pretty crazy kind of stuff with lots of, well, not that much of harmonics, but it definitely has some more harmonics to it. And this time it is a little lower in frequency. I mean, the course is lower, and I detuned it a little. So this is the first oscillator, or this is the first sound going out from operator. And the second sound, you know, which comes from operator C, is again a user waveform, which looks something like this. It's a pretty crazy waveform here. It is on a very low frequency. As you can see, it is on course 0.5, and it is modulated by operator D on a higher course, you know, to add more harmonics and more rustiness, more FM kind of tone to it. And the modulator is a simple sine wave in this case. Now we should have a look on the envelopes. because, yeah, the first one is a kind of blocky sound, and the second one is a little longer with, you know, the modulator has full release time, but it doesn't really matter because this does not go out from the synthesizer. It only modulates operator C. So what really matters is operator C envelope, I mean amplitude-wise, and it doesn't have that very long release time. It's just it's a sort of short release time, so you won't be able to hear that basically. But the modulator needs to be longer, you know, to have full control and full modulation on operator C. So this is the main preset, the main sound. Now I use a filter, a low-pass filter, to filter a little the sound itself because it would be too harsh. So let me just compare it to you guys. So I don't want this too ear-bleeding high frequency top end, which I would say resonates a little too much. So it has... Yeah, it sounds like if it had some huge resonance on the filter, but actually it does not have any. Yeah, the high-pass filter has no resonance on it either. So this is it. I use a pitch envelope too, you know, to have some slight movement to the sound, so this way it won't be that boring. Oh. This is the sound what I wanted to achieve. Not just a simple dun 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 dun, but ow, like a cat or something. So using the pitch envelope this way is a smart way if you want to make, for example, trap leads or trap basses. And the LFO modulates just a tiny bit, like 30% on operator A. I mean, it modulates operator A, B, C, and D. And the rate is pretty high. I mean, it is on 100 hertz or something. So this is a high frequency for an LFO. I added a chorus. So it washes the sound out a little. It doesn't have that too digital and too artificial sound. It still is, but a chorus is always a good idea, you know, to add some more touch to it, some more human, more organic touch to it. Now I had to chop the very lows. I use a high-pass filter on 800 hertz on the cutoff. I didn't use any resonance, but the main thing and the most important, most exciting thing comes here is a frequency shifter. And you may say that, okay, hey, stop. This will mess up your note. I mean, your sound will lose its tonality. And yes, that is very good, and you are right. This is why I had to... This is why I had to tune my sound. I mean, tune the notes. It is on D sharp 1, but it is at about, you know, it goes a lot lower at around, I don't know, like G or something in frequency. Because I pulled back the frequency with 600 hertz, it's pretty much. So if we want to determine the main tonality of the sound, we can use an EQ8, you know, to determine the main and the lowest harmonic of the sound. And this will tell you in this little box here, what is the main tone, what is the main key of the sound. But I also use an overdrive. So just for a moment, let's get back to the frequency shifter. Let me show it without the shifter. So as you can hear, the sound itself has some, again, very resonant kind of tone, which I didn't really like. So I thought, why not try to use this frequency shifter to get rid of that very annoying resonance sound, resonance frequency, you know, by simply just pushing it down in the frequency spectrum. So basically it did a really great job. So this is the goal. This was the goal with the frequency shifter. Now with the overdrive, I added some more top to it. And more middle frequencies, you know. This way it will cut through the mix a lot better. And the EQ8, I just added more highs, cut the very lows, and, you know, just made some minor tweaks. To make it shine a lot more and a lot better. Now, A glue compressor is again a very nice way to add some more transients to it. And this was the goal here. I pushed up the attack, pushed back the threshold drastically, pushed up the ratio with a very, very short release time. With some makeup, and the soft clipping is essential because you don't want to mess up the transient what you just created using a limiter, because a limiter always just you will lose a transient if you use a limiter after the compressor. So you always need some saturation, some soft clipping to keep the nice pluckiness, the nice hard transient what you just created. So this is the purpose of the soft clipping here, and the glue compressor is a pretty nice tool to add some hard transients to the sound if it already does not have. So the glue compressor purpose and the goal of that is this, to create some cool transient. Let me show it without that too. So as you can hear, it's a lot more clicky kind of tone at the beginning and at the start of the sound it has. Now a saturator after the simple delay, which I already told you what's the purpose of that, to add tonality to the sound, so it really matters what is this number. So you really need to determine the frequency and the key of your sound and tweak this number to have the same frequency and have the same key to your simple delay what the sound you just created already has. Now some saturator to add some more harmonics to it and basically make it a little louder, and the limiter at the end. So this is what makes the sound. Okay, so this was the sound itself. You can download it from the descriptions. And I hope you enjoyed this. Just tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you want to see next. So I'm really curious about your ideas and thoughts on this sound. And see you next time, guys. Bye bye.